you guys all have a certain level of fame. I know you don't like talking about being famous, whatever, but before that, right? You guys are also good looking and all that stuff. So before that,
there we go.
Yes.
Me and Mike mainly.
Hey, I'm good looking. I just took pictures yesterday.
You're all right.
Handsome guy.
Yeah, right.
No, you guys are all good
I'm a
looking.
handsome
So
older man.
You're here.
was it more the girls like gave you opportunities, or did you guys have a thing that you guys said to the girls or approached the girls with? Like, what was your technique?
I would
back
just
in the
start a
day?
conversation.
Like, you just walk up to a random girl.
Yes. Yep.
Yes. I have no game. I have no like.
I'll talk to
swab game.
I'll talk to anybody, and I'm not scared to get turned down.
Yeah.
That's a plus.
I just love girls, and I love talking, and I love being with my friends and having a great
I also didn't
time.
have an agenda. I wasn't like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm gonna fuck this girl tonight. I'm
Yeah,
just
yeah,
like,
yeah.
I like to chat. What's up, girl?
We'd go into a bar and just there'd be girls there, and you just start joking around with them, right?
So
Or
you would actually walk up to the table.
Oh yeah, or no, it'd be next to the table and something would happen, but you'd have guys, and girls notice guys if they're don't have hoofs and horns, if they're kind of if there's a certain energy, I think, that like it did like
Because they're there too to
right.
meet people, so it's not. So it's pretty easy. It's
Like in my 30s,
oh,
it was
why'd
so
you guys
easy.
come out? Oh, we're just out with the friends, blah blah blah, and then you
Right.
start talking, man.
Yeah, in my 30s, it was always like, I think that's when women are looking for husbands or something, or they're just like, you're just in your prime.
Yep.
So you'd go there, and there's always a girl that's going to like the skinny guy in a t-shirt. If he's not, whatever I was, they're going to be like, and plus
guy in
I
a
had
t-shirt.
game. I'd
Yeah,
make
you
them
did
laugh.
have game.
I'd talk.
that goes a lot farther for men.
I had game.
Yeah, that
Not
goes
to
a
be
lot
a
farther.
dick, but I just like when I say game, I just enjoyed my friends and them, and we would just get them
conversation.
laughing. Just make them laugh.
Yeah, conversation.
And it was so much fun.
Roofies are great. Can I say that?
Yeah,
Nowadays,
roofies.
no. But I just put up a post about this, but it was not recent. It was probably 2012. These kids were at K-Rock, and I was coming out of Loveline at midnight. They were coming in from doing some like promotions gig, and they started talking to me about girls and like how to get girls and stuff. They were college age kids, and I said, I don't know. I got to be honest. Have something going on in your life. Like have the guy who's like
talking about?
the guy who's just like wasting time gaming, or I'm not shitting on gaming, but if you're just living your life, waking up and going to sleep, and then everything in between is just kind of have something you're into, you're passionate about, and then
that's attractive.
and then be nice to be around for females.
be honest.
I think that
Just be
really works
cool.
well. Like if
can
you're an
also be
enjoyable
honest.
person.
Sometimes you can. I remember in New York, I was with my friend. The girl was so beautiful that I was like, I just felt like saying, I was like, you're so beautiful. I said, what do you like? It was almost like I was looking at her. I was like, you're so pretty.
Yeah.
You know this, right? And it just became a conversation where my friend was like, yeah, I was saying the same thing. And nobody really ever said that to her. And I wasn't doing it to try to pick her up. I was just like kind of astonished at how beautiful she was. And then we had a great conversation, but then I went on my way. But sometimes
I think if you don't have an agenda, like they can feel when you're like, yeah
don't
what's
try
up,
to
girl?
game her.
If you're just like, yeah, hopefully she's cool and we hang out, but if not, all good, I'm with my boys.
Yeah, don't-
like that was always my thing. Like, what's up?
Like in other
No?
words,
Cool,
don't
man,
try
I'm
to
here with the
trick
guys.
her into bed. That's weird.
Yeah, it's
don't do
weird.
that.
Don't have an agenda.
Just don't try to trick it because that becomes a weird antagonistic game.
and they can smell it.
Yeah, now she's almost
desperation.
the enemy. You're trying to act like a certain way and game
Yeah.
her. And when you're young, you're so overwhelmed by sometimes with like her beauty, you don't know what the fuck to do.
See, I agree. Like the only reason I can kind of support this book because I was successful with the ladies as a bachelor. I was. I'm not going to be like, I don't even know, but I don't have game. A lot of it was girls I met once I got into the entertainment industry,
Yeah.
and you're surrounded by a bunch of hot chicks, and I'm there already. Like the makeup girls and the producers and the co-star, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm around hot chicks, and
you're
I'm
also
being
normal.
myself.
And
I'm
you're
being
also
myself.
normal.
Yes.
You're not being all weird.
You're a good-looking guy.
Well, thank you.
And you're intelligent. That's the other. I mean, the problem is, I think some guys have a harder time because when they walk in a room and they're say they're 5'6", 5'7", and they look a certain way, they've never had that experience with women. Women are not coming for them.
Yeah.
And that is a biological fucking weird eye thing, whatever it is. Now you're dealing with loneliness, you're dealing with insecurity, you're dealing with like you don't know how to approach somebody. It's very traumatic when you're growing up. So now how do you navigate that space? And
The advice we're giving is not if you have a horn. You know what I'm saying? If you have one eye and a horn, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
I think most guys nowadays, younger men too, probably think they're in that category more so than when we were younger.
Well, did you see that statistic?
Well, 'cause now
the
they
number
can
of men have
talk
actually,
about it. There's
The number of men
groups.
have actually approached a woman to talk to them. You know, now when you go on dates, like say you're on a dating app and you go on dates. Well, it's really hard to go on a date for a man since women now have these Facebook apps where they talk about you and out you.
Yeah.
Because you may have had an off night or a bad night or you said something and now they're putting you on blast because you dated a bunch of women. Who the fuck wants that?
Wait a second.
Who the fuck wants
I don't know
that?
if you've thought about this too. I thought about this and I got shocked into getting like really sobering information about this stuff. Also, when we're from different generations, but all of us dealt with when we were in our 20s and our teens. A girl that was a 6 or a 7 was a girl that was a 6 or a 7. You'd come across a 9 or a 10, you're like, and the world stopped. Yeah. Okay. That's never changed. That's always been the way things are. But nowadays, with OnlyFans, with social media, of course, they may be great people, but very mediocre looking females can get in the DM of an NBA player, a rock star, have an OnlyFans, have millions of men go, you're the hottest girl in the world. And then they go back into the world and they treat every normal guy like they're fucking nothing.
Yeah.
Like they're peons.
narcissists.
And it's insane.
It breeds narcissism. And I also think that the women's movement, especially third and fourth wave feminism, created this narrative that men want to kill you, rape you, and dominate you, and the patriarchy is oppressive. And what happens is women come out of this with a terrible view of men and that relationship.
Yep.
And by the way, all the power has shifted toward women in a very bad way, which is a woman can just tell a story about you, date gone wrong, regret weaponized, whatever, and ruin your fucking life. So what do you think men are doing? Young men are like, that ain't happening to me. I got plans with my life.
Yeah,
I got
so
some
they're not-
fucking psycho, or I don't even know who you are. You want me to go on a date so you can put me on blast?
Yep.
Do you know the number one reason divorce is skyrocketing?
What a surprise.
Divorce has been steadily increasing to the point now it's really concerning. And women initiate the overwhelming majorities of divorces in this country.
Which I didn't know.
It's you can check
know
this
that.
out. And it's a considerable amount more.
Grass always green on the other side.
The number one reason that it's not domestic abuse, like of course, if someone's cheating or I want them to get out of
abuse,
it. The number one reason is because women feel like it's just not working out, or they think they deserve better, and like I said, if a guy's a real piece of shit, I hope she moves on and finds someone better. But the majority of these divorces are because women are spending their time looking at these kind of fantasy ideas of what relationships are supposed to be, and they're not in Dubai taking a private jet. Yeah. And this guy's working hard every day, coming home like, are we going to watch our favorite show and order some Wild Wings? And you're like, he's not cutting it. And it's like, that guy would fucking take a bullet for you. Do you understand?
Well, there are two things that men, so you're a father. If you're there all the time, bad idea. You're not paying the bills. If you're not there all the time, bad idea. You're not there.
Yeah.
So it's like anything else. Women have their own issues with that, and men have. It's hard on both ends. So I just think that looking at this as we're both doing our best. We're going to have times when you're going to be given 90%, I'll be given 10, and vice versa. We don't split this up. This bullshit about let's 50-50 no matter what. Shut the fuck up. Real life doesn't happen that way. Yeah. Sometimes you're going to have to give way more than your partner.
It says 75% of divorce because of lack of commitment.
And not abuse.
Well, I think what it is that you lose intimacy. You stop having sex. You stop telling each other you're beautiful.
Oh, wait, 75% of women who claim lack of commitment are referring to their own lack of commitment.
Oh, shit.
Wow.
Bitches be crazy.
Their own lack of. These women are not abused. These women choose to split up the family because it's easier than working on the marriage.
You got to date a five.
So there it is. And like I said, if it was, I actually wish we could have time machines to go back to 1940 something. And
wait, keep going. I just had to look up the study.
So the study actually says when dissecting the problem with how Nancy.
One thing we said is that you should never use a newspaper.
Keep going down, Jen.
Rhetoric around blah, blah, blah.
So when lack of commitment.
Here's a big takeaway.
Either spouse's part. Not just their own. So the idea of 75% of women were doing so.
Oh, so it says the study asked them, they're already divorced, then they asked them. So just because 75% of the women chose lack of commitment, then it doesn't mean there weren't other reasons.
Sure.
The lack of commitment and compass.
So the highlights of the factors leading to divorce: infidelity. Here's what the study reports. The next most often cited major contributing factor of divorce was infidelity, endorsed by 59.6% of individuals and by at least one partner in 88% of couples. Of those couples who had at least one partner report infidelity as a reason for divorce, only 31.3% represented couples in which both parties agreed that infidelity was a major contributor to the blah, blah, blah. All right. There's a lot of factors. So there are a lot of factors. Substance abuse, I'm sure that's a huge one. There you go. Addictions were another major factor. There's a lot of factors.
Yeah.
Keep going.
But
Money
the fact that
problems,
it's women.
abuse. All right. 1/4 of divorces involved domestic violence. Damn. I don't know.
Sucks.
That seems very high, but okay. Crazy. And keep going.
Wow.
So there are a lot of reasons. How about this? It's complicated.
Dude, being married's super hard. Then you factor in kids. Like, it's hard as fuck.
Fuck yeah.
Even if it's going really well, even if it's a great relationship.
It's hard.
But I don't
Illness.
pretend to have the answers to things. I don't have the answers to really much of anything. I'm not an expert in much at all. But one thing I will say is, like, and this is the stuff you learn. This is like old man knowledge you learn from dealing with it. You will find your best relationships, both romantic, family, and friends, when things aren't working out too well.